Good afternoon, dear brethren. Thank you, Brother Gunnar, for your prayers. And I will repeat title of your discourse, which prompted me. Oh my gosh, Walter, that's your turn about your treadmill. Let's go to my treadmill. Let's do some exercises. The title is My Treadmill. Why? Oh, be patient. Just in few minutes, all will be clear. We all are tired, so forgive me if my talk will be a little like a testimony. You will be judged. I promise. No hard meat. Easy. Brethren, in our life, we can recognize different chapters or different seasons during which God is prompting us to reflect, to think, pushes us to reason, to make choices or decisions. This may happen when we end a new year, when we start new school, new job, when we are moving or buying new house, getting married. It can happen because of childbirth or the retirement. Ecclesiastic 3:1-11 says there is time for everything. But I don't have time to mention everything because you are tired and half an hour. So let's move to a little bit. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal. God knows how to lead us. He knows what we need to develop our character, how much time to give us, what will keep our heart close to Him, like Proverbs telling us in 4:23, keep thy heart with diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And next, 23:26, my son, give me thine heart. So why treadmill? I promise to explain to you, and I keep my promises. Brethren, for me this year, a new chapter started in my life. That's my retirement. In Romans 8:28, we read that we know that all things work together for good to them who love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. Yes, all things. I have postponed my retirement, saying next year, not now, but it's almost like God said, Walter, enough. Your retirement starts now. And as you know, brethren, we met on Wednesday. So I mentioned to you, I am just visitors, and maybe I will be for good pretty soon. And here we go. God challenged me to review my consecrated life, my personal life, my health. I looked in the mirror and I didn't like it. So one step I did to improve my health is that I joined a fitness club. And here I started also, to my surprise, review my spiritual life. My fitness club is called Planet Fitness. Has 60 treadmills Highest occupancy if, of course, January 2nd, after New Year resolution. It's like our consecration. When we got consecration, we were able to move the mountains. And God said, no, 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 leave the mountains alone. Just move yourself to Florida or Illinois. There is flat terrain. There is no mountains. I need mountains, God said. So I want to share with you a few of my valuable lessons, and I trust that could be also helpful for you. But first, for those who never were at the gym or never exercised on any equipment, the few words of explanation. The treadmill is a very popular and common fitness equipment. It's used by many users, different ages. Generally, it's used for walking, running, or climbing, while staying in the same place. Majority of the treadmills are adjusted by computer setting, which allows to control the measure, the speed of running, the track of your heart rate, the time of exercising, and the distance. Also got 3 buttons, excuse me. Also have 3 buttons: start, cool down, and stop. Some of the most advanced treadmills have ability not only to change the speed, but also can incline 50% up and decline 5%. And of course, treadmills is used to improve health and lose some unwanted pound. And I'll be honest with you, and some dollars as well, but no big deal, 50 cents per day, we can afford it. At the gym, all was new for me, as I never before felt that I need use of this one. So each time I attended, I'm noticing something different, especially that I trust my knowledge and I didn't use personal trainer. I keep learning about different equipment, and also I observe others, how they work out, what they set up, and how they handle this. In Matthew 6:21, we know that for where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. There's not treasure for me, the treadmill, but is very, very useful. In short time, I discovered that I favor not only exercise machine, but also its location. I also observed my neighbor on the left and on my right. So my position was what I call Mr. Crane or Brother Crane, the person who looks like the crane on construction site, got long reach, but not so far close to the base, but he can see many things around. And I noticed that person on my left got speed set on 2 miles per hour. Mine was 3 miles. So I thought in my head, it seems to me like he's not working hard. But when I asked him about his setting, he very gently told me that the speed 2 miles is not high, but it complements the hill setting. And when the treadmill goes up and down, burns a lot of calories. But I didn't notice that, only the speed. So my conclusion was wrong. I also observed the person on my right side. I didn't notice his speed or settings, but I heard him sing. So I thought to myself, if he's singing, his work might be easy. And this is a bonus for you because you stay to the end. You never heard me singing. I will do right now. Burn, burn, burn my colors with fire. Wow, what is the song? Well, that was a song of Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. So I said, no, when he is singing, he's not working hard. But he said that singing is helping him to work out. So I learned 5 lessons at the gym, and I want to share with you. First lesson, do not believe what you hear and only 50% what you see. And in both cases, I came to wrong conclusion. Second lesson, not to be busybody or so-called nosy person, being involved in other business. Let people make their decision or their mistakes. And a third lesson, judge not that you not be judged. Wow, that's Matthew 7:1. I forgotten. So what I say, shame on you, Walter. This verse is even used by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. He sent message to President US Joe Biden. You see, some people love to use Bible verses as on fiddle, as it fits. Often happen that we judge too fast or too harsh, not knowing the fact. The fourth lesson is don't break God's rules. I Oh, this is alert. I apologize for that. There was a lot of clouds, and that's because of this. I don't feel so good. Don't break the fourth rules. Don't break God's rules. I broke not only God's rules, but I broke the human rules. My gym has the basic rules, and it's placed on the logo, on every wall on the gym. Judgment-free zone, no critics. Fifth lesson, brethren, don't use stop button, because you will need to start all over again. When you start button, it's like consecrated our life. Cooling down button, when we ask you for your prayer. That's Brother Jerry got today testimony meeting. We ask you for praying on our behalf. That is button. Cool down button. But stop button is the worst. Stop button, when pushed, is like rejection of closeness and guidance from God. When and why people decide to follow Jesus and give their heart to God? The same like why people attend the fitness facility. I asked that question and they mentioned few points. First, Attendance is voluntarily. Nobody forces us to join. No one forces us to come to God. We do voluntarily in our own time. In Matthew 11, 28, 29, we have those words known, "Come to me, all that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." In reprint 4904, Brother Russell writes, "We are in school of Christ, not that we shall there be shielded from temptation, but what we may learn of the great teacher how to meet the tempter. And by our master grace and help come of conquerors and victorious in the strife against sin. The degree of our success, if this conflict will depend largely upon on nearness of our faith and trust in the great teacher." Second one, reason. At the gym, all people are equal. There is no drive-through gym. Wealthy people and poor people all need to live fancy and not a fancy car on a parking lot and walk to the gym. Then they need to do their part. No one will do it for them. It's like a camel and the needle eye gate. Walter, leave your possession outside. Bring the water and water bottle, and that's all what you need. People notice that there is a distinction in the Bible between this, what I mentioned, that there is neither Jew or Greek, there is neither bond or free, there is neither male or female, for ye are all one in Christ. Yes, that's how he looked in the eyes of Christ. And other things, people are sweating according to their effort. If people are only visiting, they do not sweat, but they still can say, "Hey, we were at the gym." But the true success and progress depends from individual dedication and hard work. Like in Philippians, we read, "Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." No one is able to do it for us. We must work our salvation, and the time is short. The kingdom is closer and closer. There's another point. There is no working out remotely on the gym. You need to be present and you need to work yourself. It can be done online remotely for the next day, or someone else will doing for us. Or maybe let's start from Monday. Monday is a good day. Again, let's go to reprint, the same reprint 4904, Farwell. We read, "Rather we ought to know that if we have made a covenant with the Lord and are his, he is near us all times in every trial, in every temptation, and his assistance is ready to our use. If we will but accept and act accordingly, hence your prayers should be for help in the time of need, as well general prayers for the Lord's blessing and care for each day." End of the quotation. But we still must to do our best. The walk on the treadmill and work is on personal setting, because the treadmill is designed for single person only. Before the God, we also are alone. We are not like a group of salvation. The responsibility of our life is ours. Whenever we are or do, we leave the impression, we learn our lessons. You may ask, why treadmill drew so much of my attention? Or is treadmill even mentioned in the Bible? Oh yeah, many times, but not directly. Bible mentioned many times word walk, or walking with God, or walking in the light. Joshua stated in 25:15, me and my house will serve the God. We may ask, is it family treadmill or family gym? Well, I would say, brethren, there is a family gym. A house of household seems to me like a gym. We are as a family. We serve and learn and exercise our character or on personal treadmills, each of us on personal setting. Each of us have our own job, school, car, co-workers, friends. We have our own difficulties and choices to make. Even we are supported by family members. The choices we make are ours, and its effects are touching only us directly. For example, if I'm going with my wife to the gym and we work out, but I am sitting in the lobby drinking healthy juice, I don't have coffee. It's not healthy. So when she's working out and sweating, do I sweat? No. She got benefit. I was just watching her. Brethren, well, you already noticed that I'm kind of joker, and I do the same in the gym. So I ask front office, the young people working over there, I said, hey guys, I got question for you. Go ahead. You guys have one equipment. I can use this equipment for 20 years and still will not make any progress, but only frustration. What's this? Oh, Walter, we give up. What's this? I said, the mirror. And we started laughing because they got 60 mirrors. 60 mirrors in the gym. We can be in the gym, but we don't do any exercises. We can walk around and see what's there, what is this mean. But we might also be looking in the mirror and convincing ourselves. It's not bad, it's not bad. I think I don't need to sweat on the treadmill. If I have loving parents, they will take care of me. Brethren, if you saw James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever, parents are not forever. We have them for a short time in our life. One brother shared with me a story. He got son in the high school. He asked him, Daddy, could you come to my school and talk to my friends and you can explain them what we believe? And he said, no. Why not? I can go to your school, I can talk to your friends, but I can tell them what I believe. You need to tell them what you believe, why you believe, because you are 18. You can make your decision. Rather than every lost opportunity, what we have, it may be lost forever. Bible gives us example of those who didn't follow. We call so father's dream rules. In 1 Samuel 2:12, we know that sons of Eli, the priest, they were not good. They didn't follow. They did something bad. You see one of them stealing meat, which was for offering. But Samuel was the different. In Genesis 37 chapter, we read about Joseph's brothers. They consider the treadmill is not so colorful like Joseph's treadmill. Look at this Joseph. He got such a nice coat. Jealousy. There's parable of lost son in Luke 15. When he came to himself, he said, many hired servants of my father have bread enough and spare, and I perish with hunger. We may say, servants' treadmill in my father's house is much better than mine, far away. How many times we mention this going back home, home, sweet home. Brethren, do you know that we have picture of old-time treadmill in the third volume? This treadmill is called the Great Pyramid. You have this on the picture. After Adam and Eve did sin, all mankind is led down to subterranean chamber, very low, I think is number 5. And it's like the movie River with No Return. But the loving God created an exit upward. And this exit you got with number 6. We call this first ascending passage, which was very low, not good to walk. But this passage led to the Grand Gallery, which is number 9 on drawing. Oh, that was very, very tall. You can breathe. The height, 28 something feet. No one is so tall. And this incline, what we have number 6 and 9, it's going up with the same degree, 26 degree. Why not 15? It'd be easier. But the 26 degrees is signature for the God's approval. The letters J, H, W, H put together, it's totally 26. The first treadmill was for Jews only. We know that they received all covenant, all law covenant, all arrangements, and we have a list of those in Hebrew 11 in other places who walked, but nobody was able to gain everlasting life, just Jesus. He opened the way, narrow way. We call this the Great Gallery, 7 times taller. And Jesus sent the invitation, which is on this screen with Matthew 11:29. To be or not to be? This is the question. An everlasting life is not a small thing. Being in the gym or being in the treadmill does not necessarily mean that we do exercise and we sweat and make progress. Christian symbolic treadmill is designed the same way. The progress needs to be made by each of us individually, or our future depends on this. Brethren, the time is short. and a lot of work ahead of us. Let us all exercise diligently on our spiritual body and mind. Let us develop all missing fruits of our character, and we will be victorious on the end. If we will be victorious on the end, we can read what Jesus said. He's Lord, Matthew 25:21. And this Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over the few things, and I will make thee rulers of many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. And brethren, I would like to finish my discourse with few words from the poem. Let's read it. You have on your screen. Oh, face to face with trouble, friend, I have often stood to learn that pain has sweetness, to know that God is good. Arise and meet the daylight. Be strong and do your best with an honest heart and childlike faith that God will do the best, the rest. May God add his blessing, and thank you for your patience, brethren. I know day is over, you are tired.